Jack Grealish and Sancho in the summer. So obviously Grealish is a big debate with Man United, like whether he's going to work there or not. What do you reckon?
Well, I said again, going back last summer, that the two young players that I liked in the midfield were Maddison and Grealish. And I said I would have taken both of them. But part of that, for me, is dependent on what happens with the midfield players that are there. Well, the midfield player. So it depends on what happens with Pogba. It seems that that Grealish is the one that United may be more interested in. I'd be quite comfortable taking him. Yeah.
There's a lot of talk that he's just waiting for it to happen now. Like Villa are pretty much going to go down, and he's just waiting for the call. Oh, Benji here. Benji Smith's back on. Grealish isn't a United type player. So there's still that element of debate there as to whether he's going to fit in or not.
Well, I mean, that's down to the one. Sometimes it's down to the player, you know. So if you're saying that United, I'll give you an example. Like, he's not a United type player, and different things that can happen. Paul Parker, who had a good career at Manchester United, playing right back. Paul Parker was a centre half. He played centre half all the way through his development years, and he played centre half for Queen's Park Rangers. Paul could jump. He's not the tallest of lads, but he had a good spring on him, and he's very, very quick. So playing next to Alan McDonald, for example, at Queen's Park Rangers, Alan McDonald was the strong, dominant kind of person for the tackling and competing in the air. Paul Parker was the one that would pick up the other player for speed and for sharpness. When Paul Parker was coming to Manchester United, he was told by the manager, you'll play centre half, right back, put him to right back. And he played a few games as half, but he played right back. Now, if you look through a load of players that played throughout that period at Manchester United, you can't just pigeonhole them in, well, that's that type of player and they're this type of player. Grealish, I think, has done an awful lot in that he has almost transformed one team himself at times. So you have to take what he's got and bring him into a group that we know is better than Villa's players, because we can just tell with the number of points difference. That's not being critical of any of the Villa players. That's the way it is. I think Grealish coming in there where he knows he's going to play all the time for Villa. He comes to United, he knows he's not going to play all the time. That then creates a competition for him. Does he want to? And he has to then step in and say and show the manager and the coaches every day that he wants to be a player and he wants to be the. So I'll be comfortable with him. Yeah. And I think I said it ages ago that when we're in this kind of situation 2 or 3 years ago, is that I would like to see more. I'd like to see players, of course, coming through the academy system, which there are a few now. But I would like to see. I said that I wanted Manchester United's recruitment policy to be more based on young British players.
Yeah.
More predominantly would be English players, but young British players. And I'm happy that they're considering Grealish or Maddison or Sancho. Sancho, I've not seen enough of him to be of a definitive opinion about him, but he is a good player.
Yeah, okay. I like that mentality, because Man United have always had that strong core of British players, like from all the way back, almost like Busby Babes and before. There's always been young British players coming through at Manchester United. It's quite nice to see that still happening, and young good British players as well, not just because they're young and British, but actually young, good, talented players coming through.
Aye, but you history. I mean, it's not changed yet. From what I can see, would suggest that if players go to a club like Manchester United, young British players, they want to stay there as long as they possibly can. They've no yearning to go to any of the other so-called big clubs. And that's not to say that they wouldn't be tempted if other big clubs were interested in them. I've said previously that if you go back to McTominay, I think McTominay could be a target for Barcelona because Busquets is coming to the end of his career now. I think he would fit in perfectly to that Busquets role. Hopefully that won't occur. But in the general sense, most young players that come to Manchester United want to stay there and want to stay there as long as they possibly can. And that's why I'm saying about that. But there's other players that come in that you can sign from, because you need to have whatever the good players are, and whatever nationality they are, then you should go and get them. But I still think the core part for me should be is this rebuilding process, if that's what we're going through, or a step up process. You can probably be more sure that their heads aren't going to be turned by any other suggestions or any other clubs supposedly being interested in them.